So close of play of the fourth day of this final test match between England and New Zealand, which might have finished today, but it hasn't done. It will, of course, tomorrow on the fifth day, with England needing 113 more to win. They've got 8 wickets in hand. They've closed on 183 for 2. Ollie Pope's on 81 not out. How good it would be for him to score a second century in consecutive matches. Joe Root playing second fiddle, really, but playing very fluently. 55 not out. They put on 132 together. So they've closed on 183 for 2. That after Lees was run out. And I think he'll be pointing quite fairly and squarely at Zach Crawley for that. But there was a brilliant piece of fielding, mind you, by Kane Williamson initially. And then Trent Boult, who actually took the bails off with the ball. But Lees has run out for 9. Crawley, quite a mixed innings. It could have been dismissed 2 or 3 times. He actually also played some very nice shots, but then played a very poor stroke and was caught at mid-off by Williamson off Bracewell, the off-spinner, for 25. That was 51 for 2. Then that partnership of 132. And England need 113, but they've had to work hard today, not least because there was yet another century stand between Mitchell and Blundell. It just seemed inevitable, really. They put 113 on together. Mitchell was the first one finally to go. His LBW to Potts for 56. He faced 152 balls. He's faced over 1,000 balls and scored over 500 runs in this series now. Bracewell hit Leach for 6. Then tried to do it again and dragged the catch out to deep mid-wicket for 9. Southey bowled by Leach for 2. Wagner caught by Billings, rather between his legs. A strange catch that by the wicketkeeper, who of course is a fully fledged substitute or replacement, not even a substitute, but it's a replacement really for folks who's got COVID. So Billings taking that catch off Leach for no score, and Leach then bowled Boult, having a swipe for 4. So Jack Leach finished with 5 for 66 from 32.2 overs. That's 10 for 166 in this match. Potts 3 for 66, also bowled extremely well. I can hear a smattering of applause down there because Jack Leach has appeared, and he'll head off to go and do a television interview first, and then hopefully we shall grab him after that to get his thoughts on all of that. So 326 all out. It means that England was set 296 to win. It was 299 to win, of course, at Trent Bridge last week. In about 40 overs today. And then, of course, all day tomorrow as well. And they've got to within 113 with 8 wickets left. Michael Vaughan is here. It's sort of, I suppose, 2 sessions to England and 1 to New Zealand, that first one today.
Yeah, they played well in the morning session, but just watching that last session there and the lack of swing seam, a tired New Zealand bowling attack, a part-time off-spinner, 2 right-handers in Joe Root and Ollie Pope that just, well, they were just toying with the New Zealand side, and it just looks like New Zealand are on the ropes. It's the end of a 3-test match tour. They've got selection run. They needed Ajaz Patel on this kind of surface. They've fought hard, but this England side are just playing a dynamic brand of cricket. Even in the morning session when both Mitchell and Blundell played nicely, you could see that England were trying everything to still get wickets. It wasn't that, there's a partnership, we'll just hang it out to dry and we'll try and hope for a mistake. You could see that Ben Stokes was still setting really clever fields to try and put them under pressure. Delighted for Jack Leach. Absolutely delighted, because it just shows. I mean, we had the stat last week about Jack Leach at the age of 25, the same age of Matt Parkinson, of how fewer balls he's bowled in first-class cricket, just over 6,000. Okay. The cat, Phil Tufnell, bowled over 22,000 at the same age. And, I've just heard Vic Marks say that, spin bowlers need to bowl. Yeah. And the more you bowl, the more you get confident in your action, in your ability, the more variations will come naturally. And you can clearly see here he's got a pitch that's helped him. And he's taken full use of it. And New Zealand, I'll say, I don't think New Zealand have played him very well. Because of the 5 wickets today, he could have had a few more. There was a few that went past Joe Root at slip. And today was the best I've seen Jack Leach bowl. It was the best I've seen him because I saw shape through the air. And that ball that he did Tim Southey for, the arm ball, again, that's a ball I've not seen Jack Leach bowl. So I'm seeing something now from Jack Leach inside a week. And last week at Nottingham, there was many people criticising him, saying, I'm sorry, Jack, but if you're going to bowl with that action, you're going to struggle. Well, clearly in his time in between the 2 test matches, I don't know what he's done, but I'm guessing he's probably gone and worked away with Jeetan Patel. And whether he's changed his run-up slightly, he's definitely getting more shape through the air, which is giving him more of a chance. And he's bowled with greater consistency. There was too many loose balls at Trent Bridge. I know it was hard to bowl, it was flat, but there was too many pies, too many many really poor deliveries. I haven't seen him bowl too many poor deliveries this week. He's got his rewards, and he's one of those. I mean, the England team have got a lot of good characters that I think the fans like. You know, we've got some good cricketers in the UK, the white ball team, the test team, Joe Root, Ben Stokes, Butler, Broad Anderson, some real, high class. But there's something about Jack Leach. I think the fans like him.
Oh, yes,
because of what he's given and that one not out here in
Absolutely.
2019.
Well, he's got a cult following.
Well, he has, but and the reason why, he gives it everything. He's like a crab in the field, and those legs go, and he's chasing the ball, and he throws it in right-handed. He's a really good character, so I'm delighted that someone that you can see has to put everything into his performance to get a good performance out has got his rewards. So it's fantastic to see.
Honest graft. I thought that the moment for me, although Bracewell played a horrible shot to get out, but actually the fact that Stokes kept the man up. He'd hit him for 6. So he kept the man up, saying, go on then. Yeah, I mean, they knew how he was going to try and play. So many captains, I think, would have put the man back at that point. They kept him up. Goes for another one. Horrible. He dragged it round to deep square leg and was caught. But if that man had been put back there, I don't think he'd necessarily played that
absolutely.
shot.
And the modern game is very much, put long on back. You know, they like to hit boundaries, the modern players. So you want them to try and hit down the ground, and you've got more of a chance of getting them caught at mid-wicket. That's what the modern player will tell you. But, in our era, that's exactly what would have happened.
Yeah.
Particularly when the ball's spinning. When the ball's spinning, which it was, it's very hard to hit the ball straight, because it has to be right under your nose. And if you try and hit a ball that's just not quite under your nose, straight down the ground, it grabs, and of course it's going to go square, which is exactly what happened with that delivery from Jack Leach to Michael Bracewell. Decent catch by Zach Crawley. Ben Stokes is a captain. He is a captain. He's a leader. I saw it straight away at Lords that he's got that presence, that body language that you look down, you can see. If no one knew who the captain was, you'd arrive here and within a minute you go, there's the captain, you can see him.
Yeah.
He's got that presence, and it's very, very hard to teach people to have that presence as a captain.
And also, I mean, talking about that field placing in particular, we saw us talk about positive batting. We're going to do this. We're entertainers, but actually that's very positive captaincy too, isn't it? I mean, the whole approach, if you like, it's not just about the batting, but something like that. That's a very positive attacking move.
And also at the start of the day, Stuart Broad, he's got 2 catches at short mid-off.
Right,
I've never seen Stuart Broad have 2 catches there.
No.
I'm looking at slips. I'm seeing short mid-wicket, short extra covers. Short cover points. I'm seeing all the time that Ben Stokes is going, okay, how are we going to get them out? That's the first and foremost. Not, can we restrict them from scoring? How are we going to get them out? Okay, we're going to go short. So I'll tell you what, we'll have 5 catches in that position because that's where the ball's going to go. It's been very evident for me in the 3 test matches that he's been captain that he can read the game. He can read the game, he can do things that are just slightly out of the box, which can surprise an opposing side, and he's just got that natural leadership kind of quality of presence, of body language. I've really enjoyed this series. I know we've got another day to go, and you don't know, the clouds might be around and it might swing, and New Zealand might get back into the game, but there's just something that they've done in these 3 games that I would say it's the best 3 test matches I've seen England play for many, many years, because you can see that there's a group of players that are completely committed to play this style of cricket. Will they have times like in the first innings when they're 55 for 6? Absolutely. But they're going to buy into this style of cricket, and it's not going to take them too long to get back into the contest because they're going to play aggressively.
Jack Leach, 9th now in the best match figures for a bowler here at Headingley, an England bowler, and that's something. You think there's been some great bowlers down there. He's just done Titch Freeman from 1929, which is great. I mean, to get 10 wickets in a match is outstanding. I'm not sure if we will hear from him or not live, but we'll see how we go. If not, you'll hear from Jack in the podcast a little bit later on. Let's talk about Crawley then, shall we? We know now that the team for India is going to be announced immediately at the end of this game tomorrow. Now, they've got obviously things like Ben Foakes to consider with COVID. But what about Crawley? What are you doing if you're? Well,
I'm going to steal an idea. I'm going to steal an idea that I've just heard downstairs. And for this week, I'm sticking with Crawley. I'm giving him another. England are winning. They've won 3 on the trot.
Yep.
Keep the group together. You go to Edgbaston and say, "Come on, Zach, you need some runs." He'll know that in his own mind. Today's innings was odd. He went out playing too many shots, and he can't at this level think the way to get back into form is just play loads of shots. It won't work. He'll end up getting 20s, 30s, and getting out because it's too risky. He'll play the game at Birmingham. but Kumar Sangakkara has mentioned that Joss Buttler could open the batting for England in Test match cricket.
Ooh.
And of all the openers that I'm seeing, and the style of cricket that England are playing, and the fact that these balls are not doing anything like what we've seen in the past, I wouldn't be against that idea. I honestly wouldn't be against
Joss Buttler opening the batting.
I would not be against it purely on the fact that these balls aren't doing anything like what they have done in the previous seasons. If they're going to commit to this style of cricket, why not? Why not give him a go? Why not?
Well, it would be exciting.
Well, exactly.
I mean, if
Look, it'd be
that's-
Sehwag, Hayden Starr. I'm not saying he's as good as those in Test cricket, but I've got a funny feeling if it was ever going to work, it's going to work with Ben Stokes, Brendan McCullum being
Yes.
the leaders of the team.
So you just tell him to go out there and just...
Just get him
smack
to go out and play like he doesn't. If you actually studied his IPL form this year, he didn't come out and crack
No,
it.
no,
He basically batted the first 6 and he played a few trick shots and then he got more and more in and then he went big towards 10 and 20 overs. I'm just saying, out of the box thinking, this is a group of people that will probably think out of the box. I don't know whether Joss Buttler wants to play Test cricket. So this is something that Kumar Sangakkara said on television, and I thought for a few seconds, I went, why not? Why not give it a go?
But he's a spy, though. He could be doing
Well,
it
so, okay,
disrupting
all
this
right. So
cricket.
you got Rory Burns that could get a mention, Sam Robson could get a mention, Compton at Kent could get a mention, Sibley could get a
Sibley.
mention. I think in this style, if England are going to commit to this style, which we know that they are going to, why not start with the quickest car at the top?
Watch this space, I say. Well, it would be...
Just get them out there and go, vroom.
Well, yes, okay.
I know Andy would love it. There'd be no forward defences.
There wouldn't be
There'd be a
any
few
forward
ramps inside the first few overs. Scoring 360, get off to a flyer the first morning at Lords, get to 80 quickly.
Oh, Jeremy Coney makes of all this.
Why not? I just like this leadership group. I just think they've done something
Yeah.
in the space of 3 games that it's kind of said anything's possible.
I mean, Jeremy's
if you'd have said at the end of the West Indies that we would be watching this England side play like this, you'd have said, I'm sorry, you've been drinking too many rum zaggers.
Yes, I would, absolutely.
Well, anything's possible, so why not? Why not give it a go?
What about the man from Glenn Turner era and that sort of thing? What do you make to Joss Buttler opening the batting?
Why not?
Go on, Jess. Come on, let's get on the ride.
Have a crack. He's playing pretty well, isn't he?
He is. He's playing ridiculously well.
Well, get him in.
But hang on, but you're keeping Crawley for India.
Purely because of this. They've won 3 on the trot. Joss has not been playing any cricket in terms of red ball. I don't think you can just throw him in without at least a 4-day game, and also a 4-day game at the top of the order.
It's quite a decent pace attack as well. He's up against.
Yeah, look, it's not a worry
And
for
he's
me.
been slotting around in the IPL.
Mentality is everything, and I've seen that in the space of 3 Test matches that Brendan McCullum's gone into that room and he's changed mentality. And if it was ever going to work, would it have worked under the last leadership group? Absolutely not. Could it work in terms of Ben Stokes, Baz McCullum being next to Joss Buttler and go, get out there, you've been given a licence, go on. Sehwag was given a licence by India. And bearing in mind, we're generally 1 down early anyway, so you might as well be 1 down early playing a ramp shot or a reverse. Look, Joe Root's just shown the way with the way that Test cricket is going, Aggers.
Yeah.
You play left-handed, if there's no one down at deep third, you get onto the left-hand, just flick it over the top for 6. It's a new world. Let's go with it.
It seems to be evolving quickly. Michael, I think on that note, I think I'm going to send you for a lie down.
Yes. or
Go and
a
have-
month at a health farm.
Go and have a lie down, and we'll consider this. There are a few people actually driving off the motorway, I think, at the moment at the thought of that. But it would be exciting. I mean, you just don't know what's going to happen these days, Jeremy.
No,
do you? But anyway, we'll park that one for now. What about this game? And I mean, New Zealand's selection now looks to have been pretty woeful, really.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We've been saying that all the time, haven't we?
Yeah, so badly thought
And
through.
the strong players for England, I think, are right-handers. If you look at Root, and then you go Bairstow, and then you go Pope, and so on. So you need the ball going away from and challenge the outside edge really. And you've got a young lad. Bowling 11 overs for 70. It's pretty hard to control things. In fact, it's very hard for New Zealand to control things when the ball doesn't swing, Eggers, as you know, because they rely on that so much. They're good at it when it's there, as we saw in the first innings, but today
Yeah.
You know, that reduces the threat so much. And then you bring in as a third seamer a 36 plus guy who can't bowl into the pitch, what he's really can't use his method because it's a little bit slow for that. And he's getting older and not quite the gas in the tank.
No. It didn't feel like their sort of bowling day today. A really strong wind.
It looked a bit painful, actually, to be honest. Didn't you see it feel? Just
they look tired.
I saw. Yes, exactly.
A bit punch drunk, I think, as well. They've taken a bit of a pounding.
They have, and they do look tired, that despite changing the ball again twice today, and that's 15 changes so far in the series. It's not a great advert for Dukes, you'd actually have to say, being made in Sialcott now. So anyway, I thought the batting today, the targets was probably 80 to 100 short. And as I was saying that, and everyone said, oh no, that's you just, Jeremy. But I know what happens if it doesn't swing. In these sorts of conditions, this attack is exposed. We haven't got the right attack for a start. We tend to go through things in a rather more conservative manner. And that's partly the captain. He's got to play a part in that. You know, at least today he got Bracewell in early and he happened to get an early wicket. Tried him again, then I think he's got to whip him off at that point. Don't keep him bowling when he's Root's going at him. 2 catches, potential catches put down, and New Zealand can't afford, when they're in these conditions, to try and get 12 and 13 wickets. It's not possible.
Just a thought. You know how you all taught us how to play one-day cricket in the World Cup, in which we got hammered, of course, at Wellington, and went away and realised that actually we had to change our mode of playing. Do you think Kane Williamson might leave this series and thinking, this is where our Test cricket is outdated?
Yes.
Yeah, we've got to change.
Absolutely. And I think there will have to be some very careful thinking about the sorts of players we select in the bowling lineup. I think there comes a time when you need to have, on these surfaces, if that's what it's going to be, and we've had 2 like that, haven't we, in this series, with those brown pitches, and I don't really think that New Zealand can go without a strong third seamer.
Let's hear from Jack Leach. He's talking to Simon Mann.
Well, Jack, many congratulations. What's your overriding feeling? Is it one of relief or sort of intense satisfaction or euphoria?
It's probably a mixture of feelings. I think we've had a really strong day, and just really pleased how we batted there with Rooty and Popey, unbelievable, and the way we bowled. We stuck at it. Obviously, a tough first session, but we felt like we'd done some really good work in that session, and then we got our rewards the next session. So I thought Potsy was unbelievable at the other end, and it was great to be part of.
Jack, you're deflecting the attention. You've just taken 10 for. What's that like?
It is special, obviously. I don't think it's really sunk in. I just want it to be part of a winning performance. And when we get that win, hopefully tomorrow, we've got a lot of hard work to do tomorrow. But if we get that, then that will make it really special.
Which wicket pleased you most?
Which one? Probably Nichol's second innings. I enjoyed that. I think it came at an important time yesterday evening, maybe that one. But then I guess the last one, when you got 10, and that was a special one as well.
What was it like walking off, holding that match ball up in front of the spectators here?
Yeah, really special. I've got good memories, obviously 2019 here, and it's a special crowd, and really enjoyed and felt the love, which was nice.
Moeen Ali's been with us, working with us in this Test match. He says he thinks he's noticed something different from Trent Bridge. You think you're going a bit wider on the crease? Is he right? What has anything changed since Trent Bridge? What have you been working on?
I'd say more pace. I've been trying to bowl maybe a little bit quicker, and that might have taken me out a little bit wider naturally. Just trying to make it really difficult for them and bowl attackingly, and have that mindset to take wickets, definitely, even if they are coming hard like they did first innings. I think that's been a really helpful mindset to have.
How much has Ben Stokes helped you?
A lot.
In what ways?
I think he just how clear he is, and he makes it seem easier to bowl, and I guess he's got plans, I've got plans, and we usually go with his plan because obviously got so much respect for him, and the job he's doing as captain has been unbelievable, and I'm loving working with him.
There you go, lovely to hear that tribute from Jack Leach. Took 10 wickets. England need 113 to win tomorrow.